working to educate one child. That has gotten pretty.
Sure,
Well,
absolutely.
it doesn't
I'm
cost
not
that
gonna
much to
dispute that, but
give a good education to a child. $35,000 for some schools.
How about $500,000 for a road grader? I mean, everything's crazy.
But, so then, you guys are doing your best to keep the expenses down, not sending anything frivolous.
Well, we hope to.
Well, how about our elections? We do not need T-shirts for elections. We don't.
oh,
Well, I'm just saying, if
Lydia.
you're going to be working for the people, please keep in mind that we don't want extra money there.
then donate your money.
So why didn't you run for county commissioner? If the power's at the county, why didn't you come in here and get a deal and run for county commissioner?
Okay, two places
Lots
that
of
are up.
great ideas.
Yeah, two places are up, correct?
Yeah.
Well, I don't live in his district.
Okay?
I don't live in his, and when I was at the commissioners' meetings, Mr. Doctor said that he wants someone in there with his fame like mine.
No,
Yes, you said you weren't able to find somebody with a like mind, so you were gonna run again.
I'm pretty sure I didn't use those words.
So whose
I said,
district
like,
are you
somebody
in?
that's really
I
qualified.
think probably Brian.
So you could have ran last year?
Well, I had another thing I had to do.
Good excuse.
Well, I did.
So anyway, we're gonna
I
wrap,
was on the ballot, so it's not like I wasn't trying.
okay, we're gonna wrap this up, but thanks
No,
for
I'm
your
done. Thank you.
concern. Okay. What else we got here? Election.
All right, just some FYIs on the election, and this is going to involve a couple of you, so that's why I think it's important for you to know. We'll have, our deadline has passed yesterday at 4 p.m. to get on the ballot, first and foremost. We do have no less than one candidate for everything that's county related, so that's good. We got 3 in one case, and, so we've got candidates, which is a good thing. Okay. Same thing can't be said for all of the cities, but that's neither here nor there. Ballot rotation drawings will be held tomorrow, towards the end of the workday. It's a process you have to go through, and don't ask me to explain why they do it. I think it's ridiculous, but you have to do it. So we will do that tomorrow afternoon, about 3:45. Training for election workers will be held Tuesday, May 26th, at which time we will also do our public test of the machines. Election will be held Tuesday, June 9th, with both centers in Boone at the Fire Hall, here in Besman at Festival Hall, and Party at the City Armory. Polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. that day. An audit described by the State Auditor's Office will be conducted Monday, June 15th. That's a new step in the election process. So after the election is over, they'll tell us what has to be audited and everything, and we'll have a process for that. And then also the canvassing board will meet at 10 a.m. on Monday, the 22nd of June to finalize the primary elections. And that's why those 2 Mondays are out of the question for going on to the townships. And that is, we have all but one election worker in place, and we have our election workers in place. We still need one judge from the Democratic Party for the Besman site, and we'll get that. It's just a matter of time. We've got all the Republican ones in place as well. So we are good to go with that. We'll order ballots here at the end of this week, now that we know who's going to be on the ballot and all those good things. So everything is going exactly how it's supposed to be. So
Very good. All right, gaming permit?
have 2 of them in your packet. One is for the Emergency Management Assistance Foundation. They want to have a permit. They're hosting a golf tournament out here this summer.
Motion to approve.
Second. Motion made by Stan, seconded by Boone for the golf tournament permit. Any discussion? For where is that for?
Gentleman from Cooperstown passed away years ago, and he set up a foundation. Dale Severson is his name. Every year when they hold their convention in the golf tournament, it just happens that it's being held in
Okay.
the summer, which is why Tammy brought this forward. She's on that board.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And the second one is a gaming permit, which basically just passes through us with our approval and goes on to the state, because the state has to approve gaming permits at the end of the day, but it has to get out of the county first, and this is for the Aggie Foundation at Brennan Bar.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Boone, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Brennan Miller. What's Aggie Fund? Is that Galva?
Aggie, no, that is the name of the gambling outfit that has the machine.
Yeah, but it's not a bill, I think.
It is, out of Alma?
I think that's where the name comes from.
I didn't know.
Geez, they way over there?
Well, there's a lot
They're
of,
all over the place.
they're all over, there's a lot of them left over not someplace, yeah.
Okay,
Hope has been way up to L, to south.
any other discussion? Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay.
All right, then the next item, you probably remember me talking about this at least a year ago. Our basement in our courthouse is not on, it doesn't have automatic controls. It has a mind of its own, people mess with controls, etc. So, it's been a long time coming, we've been trying to get that all automated down in the basement, so people aren't pulling their own thermostats. That shouldn't be. And that's the proposal. The only stipulation is it cannot be done during the heating season, so presumably sometime between now and October, or else next summer, whatever you wanna do with it. If we survive, nobody freezes to death, etc., but it's something that's eventually gonna have to be done. So,
Is that a big problem, people messing with stuff?
yeah.
Really? What's been in there is getting pretty old.
Oh, yeah, very old.
Well,
And the rest of the courthouse is, the floor that I'm on, the floor above us is all pneumatic controls, it's all automatic.
So what exactly do they do for $54,000?
Put in all the controls,
oh geez, this is
Set it
just
up.
the basement.
it's an entire basement. So, and there's a couple rooms obviously that are not used anymore. There's a storage room right across from Janelle, which is cold storage.
Yeah.
But the rest of the area would need to have the piping and the controls, thermostats and things like that put in, so the system all performs the same way. I come into my office every day, it's the same temperature. That's what's missing anyways.
I'm
It's
guessing
just
part of
mainly
that
gonna
is,
affect the sheriff.
Okay.
well, part of that is that there was living quarters in the basement for how many years, and you had your sheriff living down there, he would probably like to control his own thermostat.
But you don't have to do anything with this right now if you don't want to. I mean, eventually, it's gonna need to be done. I don't know that it needs to be done in 2026 or not.
Yeah,
I think
I
we
would
do
suggest tabling it.
it when we have money.
When will that be? Have to figure it out.
You looking for a proposal?
Move, you looking for a proposal?
Okay, what about this stuff?
Okay, I want to, this is where I wanna go here for a little bit, because especially with Brent here, and this isn't a finished document, but it's on its way. That's why I asked those two engineers when they were here for total costs. I want to add an element on here that is, what we've spent the last couple of years on.
So you can kind of update these figures.
Yeah. So, this is just FYI at this particular point in time. Little history there in terms of combining the federal aid road levy with the road and bridge fund in Wells County. That's why we're at the 14 mills that we're at. Talk about the valuation of the county as well as the money that's generated by those 14 mills. And you can see we generate $679,198 in 2026, and our payroll this year I anticipate will be $836,000. So right away, without knowing anything else, you can see there's a problem there. Our road department maintains 1,347.5 miles of township gravel roads, 93 miles of paved county roads in Wells County. And then I just took kind of contiguous counties and counties like us that were very close. So you can see we're not the lowest on the list, but we're certainly not in the upper group. Okay, and you see a local one, Eddy County, obviously only 10 mills, but a county that's, less than half the size
Right.
of this county. And I don't know what they've got for paved roads. Obviously, I know they hook up with our county
Not a
Highway
lot.
6, but it's not a lot.
And that's why Pierce County's as low as it is. They have 7 miles.
Yep.
Of pavement.
Yeah.
7.
2 in the cells and 5 at Sunbridge or someplace up there.
Yeah.
And so, and then you say that obviously any county's needs are gonna depend on its size and the number of paved miles and bridges, and we've got a lot of both of those things. Typical road construction costs, and, I started off a little bit of guessing here, but I asked Brent, typically what you could expect to see, and typical equipment costs. I know the Blade One plow truck is kind of an estimate. I
Pretty
didn't
damn close, too.
I didn't find a whole lot of new equipment available in that vein, the way you would see new blades and stuff. A lot of used stuff, but used
Used
stuff
trucks,
that's going
I
for
suppose.
180 grand, holy cow.
Yeah. If you wanted a new plow truck, you basically got to order 6 months in advance.
Okay.
Really?
Then as far as property tax liability, and it's so interesting, I got a phone call from a gal today, called me up and she said, she wanted to know 2 things. She wanted to know about this road deal, and she wanted to know about President Fire District and what they were planning. And I explained to her that their situation is different than our situation. That's not gonna be on a ballot. It's gonna be on a ballot, but it's gonna be on a fire department meeting. It's not gonna be on our ballot. And she asked me about this, and I had her give me the valuation of her home, because she had her tax statement, and then we went through the math together. And basically, at the end of this, it was gonna cost her about $24, and she said, oh, I feel so dumb. Who wouldn't pay 24, okay? Now on the value of her property, obviously, that's not a big cost, but, okay? She had it in her mind this was gonna cost her hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, to pay, even whether it's an extra 11 mills or an extra 8 at the fire department, etc. So I put the math on here, so anybody can figure this out, and how you figure out taxes and so on, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, there's 3,800 people living in Wells County. If 200 of them know how to do this, I would be shocked. I don't think it'd be that many.
No.
So, that said, then I wanna put on here projects, and I wanna fix a dollar figure with them, because they can always go back and say, you brought in $679,000, but you're doing a $2 million bridge project. Now, obviously, Wells County's not putting the whole bill, that's why we're lucky. We have things like prairie dog funds, we have things like state aid, we have flex funds, etc. But the fact of the matter is, those projects cost money. And it'd be no different whether we're talking about Highway 71. Okay? They don't want it to be paved. Now, I'm sure there's people living someplace in Wells County that couldn't give a rat's rear end whether it's paved or not, but they want County Highway 5 paved. Or they want them to redo 52, or, which isn't our responsibility, but I would guess most people don't know or understand that either. But I'm asking for your input, because at some point, we're gonna have to get this out. And I did have one of his former colleagues reach out to me, Annie, he must be wanting to write an article about this. And so I gotta get the education stuff going here. I can't wait until June 7th, when it's gonna be on the ballot.
I think you gotta include 2 things. First off, you have to explain that the state is limiting our increase in spending of 3%. That's gotta be in there. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing it. other thing that's really important is, just because we're asking the taxpayers for permission to increase that road fund from 14 to 25, doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna max it out. We just have the ability to do that, correct? We're not gonna automatically change this to 25.
It's not how it's gonna be 20.
It may not be 25.
Right.
We get a
We'll
big
use that.
influx of money, but we at least have the ability to do that.
Well, in the world of 3% though, Stan, and I'm not saying that 3% is gonna last forever, but if you drop, now you're gonna be governed by 3% again. It's always gonna be a challenge.
Come again?
So, in other words, if you have the capacity to go to 25
Yeah?
and you don't, now you're governed by 3%.
Really? I thought once you got the vote of the people to go that far, you have the flexibility to do that.
No,
Yeah,
you're gonna go there.
I
Okay,
think we, yeah.
you can go there,
Well,
but
then you would go there.
Absolutely.
take a look at Carrington's, or Foster County, what's it say? 24.55 mils. You know why it's not 25? Because their valuation went up and they were capped at 3%. They authorized 25, but they can't get back to 25. And if you ask Ellen Rowley to come in here, she'd come in here and beat her head against that table right there going, it makes no sense. Our people voted for it, now you won't let us do it. So yeah. So
Yeah.
if you
What's
don't
up
go
with
to,
that?
if you don't go to 25, you're gonna be capped at 3% wherever you go. So you're going, if they authorize you to go to 25 and you don't go to 25, you're cool.
Oh,
Now,
I didn't know that. I thought once you had the vote of the people, you now have that flexibility, but you don't.
and we have certain people, and I will not name them by name, but coming in and visiting with our people, and you would think that they know all about the bills that have passed the legislature. I'll tell you, there's 3 of them. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. And we'll say, I didn't know that was in that bill. I didn't know that was in that bill.
Yeah.
What? So you voted on it. Okay? So yeah, if you're not gonna use it, let's not go.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I've changed my mind on that deal, but I thought that's why you brought it to the vote of the people, because now you have the local flexibility, the state doesn't dictate it anymore.
You do it at the beginning, but then it's your challenge, obviously, to stay there. And right now, we're gonna go backwards, because obviously ag land is 69% of our valuation, and it's gonna go down on average 4%. So our $48 million is gonna look more like 45, 44 something. So it's already going backwards, which means the rest of your mill rates have to go up
Well,
to compensate for that.
I get that.
So, but I have no problem putting in something here about 1176,
Right.
and a 3%. So, what else needs to be in here?
Well, I think.
I can make the font smaller, it needs to fit on these two
What
sides.
you've got is really good, but get that information from those guys pretty much. What's the costing on it?
To get these numbers
Do
more
do
correct.
you need, and I'm indifferent to this, do you need, because use the KISS principle, less is better and keep it simple, do you need that first paragraph?
I don't know.
I mean, that's history, but,
It explains why we're at 14.
yeah,
And it was, I would say, 14.
It was 10 and 4.
it was
two
always at
different
14, right.
But I think people may not realize that and think you went from 10 to 14.
So maybe you should verify that it was always 14 and just, or does it say?
Well,
did
they
it
do
come
It's
up?
always, yeah, I know what
it's
I'm
always
saying.
Well,
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with you, by the way, because I know people don't like to read.
That's right.
agree.
That's my point.
Well, they're reading.
The information's good. I'm just saying, you put too much stuff in here, they won't read it.
I have a question. And if this passes and it goes to 25, the cities of Wells County do receive a small percent, right?
Yep.
They benefit.
Does that, do we want to add that in there? Is it in there?
It's not in there.
I don't know, I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
Right, they should be aware of that.
I mean, it's not a very big percent, but it is a percent.
No, it's
A little bit.
Is it?
They will share 20% of the mills in excess of 14. But it's prorated, so Harvey's gonna get by and far the biggest share of it, then will get the next biggest share, and then Hurdsfield and Sykeston and Boone and Hamburg will get $8. So, but yeah, it's not on all of it, it's just the part that the public is voting on.
But they're getting
on the
20%
11
of
mills.
what they're voting on.
20% of those 11 mills. Right. And it's split out amongst them, so, yeah.
Which is a fair chunk overall, I guess.
Well, you're talking
Right.
about 20%.
Well, the Harvey's getting 3 mills, Pheasant's getting 3 mills of the increase, right? 20%?
About
And,
14.
you know,
Or 11.
Harvey's probably gonna get 15%, or.
Well, it'd be 11, because
We're
we're
gonna
going
add
to
11.
Yeah.
The excess portion, and, so it's real money for Harvey, and it's real money for Pheasant for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, so you don't get it all, which is another reason.
No,
why
somehow in there, you gotta tell them that, I agree with Brent.
Well, I think we're concerned about the residents in the towns voting on this.
Right.
And that's why I brought it up.
It shouldn't be the township people or the rural people.
Anything else?
Do we put in there that if this doesn't apply, services could be,
I think that's why we meet with the townships afterwards, after this, is just to say this is that.
I've had somebody ask me this, they go, well, what's the big deal? I said, well, the big deal is this, as things start crunching, something's gotta change.
I've taken phone calls on it, and
Cut
that's just
services,
nothing.
and
The
they
only
don't want
answer
that.
I mean, I can't give them an answer. They said, well, what's gonna happen if this doesn't pass? I said, I don't know,
Right.
but we're running out of options. That's the
Yeah,
answer I
yeah,
give.
pretty much.
That's the answer I give.
And they go, ooh, we don't want that.
Well, I don't even bring up, I mean, I just say we're running out of options. Yeah,
This is tribute to, I eliminate Stutzman County in your mill rate. They got Jamestown and all the commercial stuff outside their evaluation is
Way different. It's
way different than any of those other counties.
Not to mention, they've got multiple federal highways that go through their county and bisect their county.
Yeah, I think that's why that's as low as it is.
Plus interstate.
But Eddie and Foster are right beside each other and look at their rates.
I'm surprised with Benson at 19.45. Is there,
You think it should be higher?
no, I'm surprised it's that high.
Me too.
I mean,
They have
there's
reservation
5.5 more mills than what we're getting. I'm not gonna throw Benson under the bus, but, I mean,
For
we've been
reservation.
up on the roads.
Why not? With the reservation, I mean, they get all kinds of money if they want it, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They do.
But they don't get it from property tax, which is why their mill rate is.
Right.
Yeah,
bit higher.
oh, no, I can see that too.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Right,
just-
I mean, because.
well, it was just,
I mean,
yeah.
not to badmouth anybody on this deal, but that's how it happens.
Yeah, I guess the two that surprised me is Eddie and Benson, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is surprising.
They run, what, 3 blades is all?
But some of this is deceiving.
Same with,
You know, their general mill levies may be higher and they just take it out of there and
Yeah.
shift it over, you know?
You don't know.
Yeah, not all is apples to apples.
Right, correct.
The one thing I guess I've often heard, and I'm not a big traveler in Sheridan County other than on Highway 200, but I always hear about how poor their roads are, but their mill rate's 22. Not sure what to do with it.
Their evaluations though, there's a lot of crappy land in Sheridan County.
I'm sure.
They don't get
Oh,
the,
yeah, that's.
On the northern end, it's pretty good. You get down in certain areas.
It's tough out there, ain't it?
You get far enough south, though, you run into that stuff by Reagan, that's a better soil. And when you get close to the.
Right, but their total evaluation.
Yeah.
In the middle,
And they
that's
don't
rough.
have,
Didn't Foster
Any
just
bigger
go
cities?
here in the last year, a couple years? With
2024.
2024?
What's that?
Well, Foster, you know, I mean, Foster is sitting in actually, I think from what I've been told, pretty good shape as far as road funding in Foster, and they just passed to increase the mills. I don't know
Year or
what,
two ago.
I'm assuming they were at, yeah,
And
10,
how many
14.
miles do they take care of? I mean, how many
Well-
miles do they have?
Well,
in
Foster and, basically Foster and Eddie are the size of Wells County.
Together.
Together.
But Foster does have quite a few paved.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, but they also have the city of Carrington in it, too.
Yeah. And the pasta plant.
And the pasta plant.
Well, there's an
Think that's
elevator over
evaluated
there
at.
somewhere too.
Peavy's on the other side.
Yeah, Phoebe's on the other side.
That Big Dairy.
Yep, yeah.
That's
There's-
small
there's-
potatoes compared to the pasta plant. What do you think that's valued at?
Oh, I know, I believe that.
But when you look at the size of Foster, and then you look at what they have, like with the elevators, the pasta plant, and you see their mill rate of 24.
Yeah.
I mean, I
They
don't wanna
should have
use
all
the
kinds
term
of
that
money.
they're rolling in it, but,
They should have all kinds of money,
well,
whatever.
Well, we got some forward thinking there because they're already looking at getting tapping with some of that water for industry.
you're gonna be waiting a long time.
So you got the info you need, Dan?
So I got some more ideas, I guess.
I think it was great, it was a great sheet.
It is.
Oh, we'll get a little color on it and dress it up a little bit.
Are you gonna, Dan, are you gonna put it like in the paper for several weeks, or what, how's it?
No, you know, I guess I'll use it with Annie if she's gonna write an article, and I'll try and get it out in the hands of people, put it up where I can. You know, I'm not gonna spend a bunch of money on this, maybe go and speak to some organizations.
When you get the finalized product of this, I'd certainly like to get a couple copies, because I'm gonna do my part speaking to people.
Well, we all should. We all need
I
to.
think
This
we
is
all
not
should have.
Dan.
We should
Because
all-
this was educational for
This is
me,
a
I'll tell
county
you that.
commission thing, not an auditor thing.
I
That-
wanna take one to Sykes and put it in the box. Kim likes me so well.
But yeah, we need to get the word out, yeah.
This is a very important June vote for us. Is the fire department Pheasant having their own little election, I heard?
I believe it's Wednesday night.
This come tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night or is it next week?
Tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
11? No.
Eight.
Election for what?
They want to build a new building. That's what they tore down the Sept for.
Right.
The old Sept.
Yeah.
Street here.
You think it's Wednesday night, okay.
Tomorrow night.
Just an opinion, that's all.
Okay,
Okay, if we're done with that, just 6 county meeting will be in June, but there's still no date because the corresponding day is election day, so it's not gonna be that day. So,
that's in Logan County?
yeah. Way down.
Which town is that usually in?
Ashley?
That was a good trip that we took gravel all the way with Boone.
Don't let
Boone and
them
I,
guys
all
know.
the way, gravel roads all the way with.
We did not.
Yeah, well, there's 3 miles of pavement into
Stan, every
We
3
went
miles,
straight
did you
south
stop
of
and
the
run into
Boyd.
somebody that knew Boone?
No, I made him keep going, but my ribs hurt by the time we got there.
May 5th, I hope that Tuesday works.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Everybody, thanks for the switch here today, because it's one of those deals.
Exactly.
Right, thank you.
Well, sorry I
Nine
caused
false.
confusion today.
How's
I
that?
looked at that map wrong, is what I did. I thought.
Am I gonna drive you out there and show you
Hey,
that?
I got it
Geez,
figured
don't
out.
start, you two. You gotta learn to get along.
I can't believe you brought it up again, because I will drive you out there if you
No.
need me to.
So I looked at the map. I looked at it wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. Is that good enough?
Yeah.
All right, shut up then.
Oh, no.
Next Thursday is,
I've never had to argue with you.
You guys move to the morning.
8:30 at the morning.
yeah, I seen
What's that at 8:30?
that, department head meeting. It's one here, but it's 8:30 in the morning. You sent out an email on it.
Okay, I think I got that.
You guys are in Harvey, don't be afraid to stick your nose in and see what those Blake guys have been doing in the Harvey.
I was gonna stop in there, you know, when you told me they were doing that, yeah.
Bucky said to stop too, he told me to.
Yeah, you got some talented guys working for the.
What are they doing?
Yeah,
Putting all the metal in that box, a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's a whole different box, and they got that, you know, top the entire truck, and they got one box sitting outside, and these guys they're talented, and when they put their heads together, they're
You don't
a
have
group
anything
up
else,
there.
Dan? Okay, meeting adjourned.
Them too, or having someone paint it, or?
They're gonna paint it. We had an old paint gun.
Oh, you're